Well, hello everybody. Bug Eater 64 here, and today we're going to be flying the Bronco OV-10, and we're going to be flying in the mission Into the Jungle. Now we're going to be set up for our little cast work. There's some enemies in the mountains there that have been harassing some of our boys in the air and on the ground, and so we're just going to see if we can take some Zuni rockets in there and some guns and see if we can't tell them that we don't care for that attitude on their part and just see what we can do. And so let's get in the cockpit of this very fine bird and see what we can get done. So catch you inside. Okay, so here we are in at Antonio Air Base, and we're in the OV-10, and we're going to get her set up to fly. First, we're going to have to go through and get her rearmed, and we'll see how all that goes. All right. Very early morning, which is always a problem because when I take off here, I'm going to have to, with the prevailing winds, I'm going to end up taking off dead into the sunlight just as it's riding, and it makes the takeoff
Request rearming.
Extremely difficult.
Copy.
So let's get the crew chief and crew to rearm the aircraft. And after that, we'll go ahead and get her started up. So, looking pretty good. Oh yeah, while we wait for that, we'll have a cup of coffee provided by our ground crew. Let me take a sip here.
Rearming complete.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, so here we go. Got the arming complete. Let's get the canopy closed. And we'll go through our startup procedures here. Get the fuel turned on, mixture at idle. And we'll get the right engine started. So we are wearing our Quest3 today and doing this in VR. So my head movements aren't as steady as they normally would, but my Tobii eye tracker sensor died, so I usually like my VR, especially when I'm flying helicopters, but also when I'm flying this aircraft, VR is just wonderful. Okay, and we'll got a good engine start on the right engine, and now we'll start up the left engine. Good engine starts. See, we're at Antonio. So we're going to pull out of the revetment here, and we will make a turn left to head for the runway. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Pretty as it can be. Some scattered clouds. And of course, we'll have to deal with heavy fog when we get over the target area. We are armed with 4 pods, 7 Zuni rockets each, and there you go. You can see the sun just starting to come up. And we've also got 4 7.62 internal guns that we'll use to light up the ground forces if we need to. So, what we're going to have to do is, this is about the center of the runway that we're approaching, and we're going to have to make a left turn and back taxi down to the end of the runway to take off, which means we'll be heading dead into the sun, and it's not going to be a pretty picture. It always makes the takeoff a little bit more difficult because I can't see. So I have to look forward as best I can and try to keep her on the center line. These 2 turboprops really do a fine job. And they're counter-rotating, which means that one spins left, one spins right, and they spin towards each other, and it helps cancel out over-torquing the aircraft to one side. To make our turn, just about to the rearm pad. Our final checks before we turn on the runway. Flaps are in takeoff position. That sun is so drastic. Once it gets up a little bit, it is fine, but right now, just horrid. Get into your eyes, very bright. Let's get this girl in the air so I can turn and head the other way. Yeah, we're up. Coming up. And flaps. Okay, come around. Head for the target area. And once we start heading to the target area, we'll get weapons hot. Okay, so let's get our pods ready. So guns are armed, master arm is on. Rockets are armed, so we are ready to go. And I kind of cheat a little bit with the amount of fog that's there. I turned my labels on to just the red or blue, not what they actually are. Do this just so I've got an idea of where the bad guys are and where the good guys are. Just makes it easier when I'm doing this kind of mission solo. Yeah, let's turn that. Okay. Okay, so we're on the left side of the island heading south, and over to the right there you can see some of the red dots, bad guys, and over on the left side here is where the good guys are, so it's safer to fly on this side of the island. Fly over 10,000 feet, they don't shoot at you. It's a can't reach yet. But you still may see some puffs of smoke where they try to shoot at me. So right now I'm only at about 3,000 feet. At about the area where I've been looking for our bad guys. Yep, they're in the mountains, right near the top of the mountain. So let's see if we can. There we go. They're dead ahead of us. We're going to see if we can put a few rockets on their heads. There we go. Yep, that pissed him off. Alright. Yep, they're shooting at me. That's a negative attitude on their part, I must say. Okay, so we're going to go back and take another pass and see if we can clean up what's left there. We're in good shape. I really did miss them off. Oh, that's long range fire. Okay. Just be that way. Yep. Changing our altitude a little bit makes it a little harder for them to hit. Figure out exactly where I am in the air. Black doesn't tag me. Alright, let's go in for another pass here. Slightly different angle. Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Whoa! we're going to come back around. There's a second target a little bit down the hillside from the summit of the mountain, and it's known to give us some unfriendly attitude, so we're going to go ahead and swat it. This gets a little more dangerous since we're closer to the coast, and there's some bad guys to the left out in the water. At that. Get your breakfast coffee. Yeah. Woo. All right, keep it low and fast. As fast as this here. Go. Secondaries there. I think we may have taken some hits from round fire there. Got a little problem. She wants to. There we got. Yeah, there's a impact on the windshield, on the air shield. So we'll have to retrim her and get her back. Just because they damaged my paint job, I'm going to go back and hit them again. There we go. Yeah, I finished off that site. Just to make sure, we're going to make a little gun run. Let's go in. Go. Alright, so we have used up all our missiles. I think we'll call it a day in RTB. Down, bottom of the, we're going to head back up to Antonio. Not the fastest thing in the air, but she does a job. Incredible visibility out of this cockpit. sun come up, burn off this fog, life would be so much better.
Mayday, U.S. Air Force at 4E. Shit, Sam hit us. Southwest Island course, 035 Angels 10. Thick jungle cover beneath us. Hot, losing control, 2, punching out, Sim Seesaw.
Okay, so what we're going to do, instead of RTB, we're going to go back, see if we can mark the location where the crew ejected. They're down south here. I can only hope that they ejected and parachuted on this side of the mountains, because if they're on the far side, then that's going to be very bad. There's a lot of bad guys on the other side of those mountains. That's who was shooting at me earlier, because they're pissed right now. So we'll work our way down here and see if we can see crash site for the aircraft, and then we know that the air crew will be close by. I don't see any smoke from the ground. The only thing I see is black. I'm certainly hearing it. I don't see any ground impact or fire from the jet. I don't really want to look on the other side of the ridge line, because they will shoot me up. Bit of lag there. Okay, so since we weren't able to actually locate them, we'll go ahead and head back to base. We don't get shot for them. Oh. And get the Bronco rearmed and refueled, ready for the next time out. And hopefully somebody will get the Huey out here to pick this crew up. Okay, so at this point we've switched over to 2D. goodness. He needs to give these guys a chill pill. They're taking this much too seriously. Alright, so we're gonna head back to Antonio. So everything's looking good. We don't have any warning lights. I think what we did, maybe just some minor hits. But she trimmed right up, so that's not bad at all. Engines are working properly. Whoa. Close. Alright, so okay, so we're going to come in here. There's Antonio, the airfield. As you can see the runway, a lot of haze. So we're going to come down here about mid-field. I'll make a bank right into our downwind leg. Okay, let's cross the field. Again, landing into the sun is going to be difficult because you really can't see much. But we'll give it a shot. Down and lock. Flaps are down. See crap, but this bird is made to land on unimproved, so touch down early. We touched down early, and we did. Okay, well, we're down and safe. Alright, so we'll get off the runway here. Go back to our revetment. revetment area. So all in all, a good mission. And we'll just pull up to the end revetment where we started from. Right here. Get ready to shut down the motors. Fuel off. Switches off. So all in all, that went quite well. We'll get the bird refueled, rearmed, and go back for more. Okay, well, there you have it. We did some good work and made it back to base. We're going to see if we can, we'll go ahead and get the Bronco rearmed and go back, take some care of some more targets later. But we need to get a Huey up in the air and get going for doing some CSAR work since we had that F4 that got shot down and the crew successfully ejected. Now, couldn't find them when we did a flyover in the OV-10. I think they landed on the wrong side of the mountain range there. And I didn't want to go to the other side of the mountain range for the simple reason that there's a lot of gunfire around there. So we're going to have to see if we can't find them, see if we can extract them, or if we're going to have to go in there and, try to blow up everything we can find without harm the crew. So with that, this is the end of part one of this mission, and part two will be where we go try to do the CSAR. So until then, hope you enjoyed this. Come on back if you have a hankering to, and until next time, this is Bug Eater 64, and remember, do as I say, not necessarily as I do. Until then, so long.